Before 2017, Chinese hackers dominated global hacking competitions, consistently taking first place. But then, almost overnight, they disappeared from the international scene. For years, no one knew why. Then, in 2019, a shocking revelation exposed China's dangerous new cyber strategy. In 2014, shocking reports began to emerge. The victims were Uyghur Muslims, and the attacker? None other than the Chinese government itself. For years, China has been accused of severe human rights abuses against Uyghurs and other minorities in the northwestern province of Xinjiang. The allegations include mass detention without trial, forced sterilization of women to reduce the population, widespread torture, and sexual abuse inside camps. Every phone in the region was monitored for religious content. Anyone caught with such material faced harsh punishment. While Chinese officials claim these measures were meant to fight extremism, the United States and several other countries declared it genocide. In March 2017, a group of elite Chinese hackers traveled to Vancouver, Canada. Their mission? To find hidden vulnerabilities in some of the world's most widely used software and devices, including Google's Chrome browser, Microsoft Windows, and Apple's iPhones. This wasn't an illegal operation. They were competing in one of the world's biggest ethical hacking events, Pound to Own. In competitions like this, hackers break into software systems to discover flaws, known as security vulnerabilities or loopholes. If they succeed, they report these flaws directly to the company, like Google, Microsoft, or Apple, so they can be fixed before cybercriminals exploit them. Winners can earn anywhere from $500,000 to over $1 million, with the biggest prize reserved for finding a zero-day vulnerability, a flaw no one has ever found before. These events improve security rather than harm it, and Chinese hackers were known to dominate them year after year. But after 2017, everything changed. Chinese hackers, once regular champions, vanished from the international hacking stage. This silence was especially concerning for the United States. The first clue came from China's largest cybersecurity company, Qihu 360. Its CEO, Zhou Hongyi, openly criticized Chinese hackers for showcasing their skills abroad. Speaking to China's Sina News, he called winning such events a fake victory, arguing that the vulnerabilities they found could be worth billions of dollars, not just a few $100,000. Soon after the Chinese government acted, it officially banned Chinese security researchers and hackers from competing in overseas contests. And almost immediately, a new domestic competition was launched, the Tianfu Cup. This event was China's alternative to Pound to Own, but with even bigger prize money, sometimes exceeding $1 million. The Tianfu Cup signaled something more serious. China was now training its best hackers at home, possibly for cyber warfare. In November 2018, the first Tianfu Cup took place in Chengdu, China. The grand prize went to Qihu 360 researcher Qi Jianjiao, who discovered a powerful and dangerous iPhone exploit. He used the Safari browser to gain access to the iPhone's core system, found a loophole, and then remotely took control of any iPhone simply by having the user visit a specific web page without them ever knowing. He named this exploit Chaos, a fitting title since it would soon cause trouble worldwide. The difference between Pound to Own and the Tianfu Cup was crucial. At Pound to Own, vulnerabilities were reported directly to the companies. At the Tianfu Cup, all discoveries were first handed over to the Chinese government. Only then were they passed to the companies, if at all. This meant that before companies could fix these flaws, the government potentially had full access to use them for surveillance, espionage, or cyber operations. Such exploits could be worth millions on the black market and could be used to spy on thousands of people. In January 2019, Apple quietly patched the flaw Qi Jianjiao had discovered. But the real shock came in August 2019, when Google published a research paper revealing that a massive iPhone hacking campaign had been active in the real world. Google identified 5 different exploits being used, and one of them was Chaos. Google didn't say who was behind the attacks or who the targets were, but the connection between Chaos, the Tianfu Cup, and the sudden disappearance of Chinese hackers from global competitions painted a clear picture. China wasn't just competing for prizes anymore. It was preparing for a much bigger game, cyber war. China's hacking campaigns didn't just target Uyghurs. Journalists, activists, and anyone questioning Chinese government policies were also in the crosshairs. When Google researchers exposed an iPhone hacking campaign, it didn't take long for media outlets to connect the dots. Apple later confirmed the hack had run for 2 months, the same period. China's Tianfu Cup hacking competition was taking place. Us experts noticed a disturbing pattern. The strategy matched what Qihu 360's CEO had once suggested: keep China's best hackers from leaving the country and use their skills for domestic cyber operations. To prove the link, U.S. surveillance agencies conducted a full technical breakdown of a major exploit. It matched exactly with the one used in the Tianfu Cup. Google's deeper investigation confirmed that both the chaos exploit and the real-world attack were structurally identical. But the story didn't end there. In February 2024, a major data leak appeared on GitHub. It contained internal files from iSoon, an IT security firm. The leak included company emails, chat logs, and details of spyware development. It revealed that iSoon was building cyber spying tools for the Chinese government and the People's Liberation Army. Contracts with China's Ministry of Public Security showed that iSoon charged up to $75,000 for hacking a single email inbox. Today, the Tianfu Cup is in its 8th year, sponsored by some of China's largest tech giants like Alibaba Topsec and Qihu 360, but U.S. officials are deeply concerned because many participating companies have ties to the Chinese military. According to U.S. intelligence, Topsec, the Beijing-based organizer of the Tianfu Cup, is actually recruiting nationalist hackers for China's cyber war efforts. The competition, it seems, is just a cover for building cyber weapons. When a nation supports hackers, it's not about winning trophies, it's about preparing for something much bigger. In 2024, Chinese state-sponsored hackers breached the U.S. Treasury Department, stealing sensitive documents. The same year, they infiltrated at least 9 U.S. telecom companies, including AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Back in 2020, a Chinese hacking group called Volt Typhoon targeted U.S. energy and water filtration systems. In 2023, malware was discovered in Guam, right on a U.S. military base. Experts warn that when Chinese hacking groups target infrastructure, they often remain inside systems for years, waiting for the right moment to strike. All of this points to one reality. China is quietly building an army of hackers for a future cyber war, a war where no missiles are launched, but code alone can bring a nation to its knees. A war where network blackouts could be more devastating than airstrikes, where spyware in your phone could be more dangerous than any real-life agent, and where a single click could crash the stock market and spread panic across an entire country. Cyber war isn't science fiction anymore, it's happening in real time, and the battlefield isn't land, sea, or air. It's the invisible world of data and networks. If you found this video eye-opening, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and let us know in the comments what you think about China's growing cyber capabilities. Stay informed, stay alert, and we'll see you in the next video.